Let's talk Mackinac Island. It's a summertime favorite for a whole lot of folks, especially Michiganders. And it's also getting a lot of national recognition too, from the Lilac Festival to National Fudge Day and even some big travel updates. There's a lot happening on the island this season. Amber, I haven't made my way up there, but it's on the list of things to do.
Yeah, and it's an important one. It should be moved pretty high up to the list. Yeah.
Okay, we're talking all about it. We have the managing director for Mackinac Island Tourism here with us this morning to break it all down. Good morning to you.
Hey, good morning.
Okay, so let's first start with just highlights of the summer up there. And as I mentioned to Amber, I haven't made my way up there. I'm new, clearly, to Michigan, almost a year in already. Crazy. What are some of the highlights up there at Mackinac Island?
Yeah, well, you absolutely have to come visit us. We would love that. Kind of like you mentioned, we have been named the best summer travel destination in the U.S. So that title is right here in Michigan, up north, here on Mackinac Island. And, you know, we're known for many things: history, horses, fudge, but we're probably best known for having no vehicles. So when you step on Mackinac Island, it is truly like stepping back in time and just such a magical place.
I love that. And I've heard that it's like you're stepping back in time. It's just absolutely beautiful. You talk about that national recognition. It was named USA Today's best summer travel destination. I mean, putting Mackinac Island on the map. How does that make y'all feel?
Oh, so good. We are just so fortunate to be stewards of such a beautiful place. I mean, this isn't an us thing, this is a community thing. And Mackinac Island, it's just such a special place for so many people. Maybe they visited on a school trip when they were younger, or, you know, grandparents brought them here back in the day. Whatever it might be, that connection, it's with them forever. And I love, in my position, getting to promote the island and share all the wonderful things that we have going on through our businesses. But it's really the stories of the people and the visitors that we get from all over the world that makes it all worth it.
Yeah, you mentioned people from all over the world. Of course, everybody here in Michigan, we know what Mackinac Island is. We love Mackinac Island. Are you seeing a big increase in interest from tourism because of that national spotlight that you guys have gotten?
Yeah, you know, I think we really are. And one thing that we are leaning into is this idea of coolcations. And so right now you see, you know, a long sleeve on. It's nice and cool outside. As I rode my bike down to work this morning, I'm seeing the ferries come in and folks coming off with some, you know, jeans and sweatshirts on. We really are a coolcation destination. And I think that folks are kind of noticing that. And also then, you know, where else can you go to a place without any cars? We're a horse-drawn community, 80% state park. We have 70 miles of trail, so there's really no place like it. And I think we're starting to get the word out, and folks are very interested and intrigued in making their way up to Mackinac.
Yeah, tons of exciting stuff there. 150th anniversary, too, of the park on Mackinac. How is that being celebrated this year?
Yeah, so the state park, it's a fascinating history. Mackinac Island runs deep in the history of the U.S. in general, but so they were actually named the second national park in the U.S., right behind Yellowstone. A few years later, about 20 years later, it was given to the state as Michigan's first state park. So Mackinac State Historic Parks, who runs Fort Mackinac, they run some historic buildings downtown that you can still go by and see today. They have a variety of offerings this summer to celebrate that. They redid some of their buildings up at Fort Mackinac. They have some new displays and exhibits that are happening throughout the season. And they also have some special walking tours that are taking place. So their calendar of events is online, but they're really the ones kind of spearheading that celebration. And, you know, we all get to be a part of it. Mackinac would not be what it is today without it first being established as a national park.
I love that. A whole lot of celebrating already, but you talk about that 150 year. Steph, talk to us. There's new flights that's being introduced up there in that way with those airports there. How is that helping with state and local tourism for you all?
Yeah, you know, there is a new direct flight from Chicago to Pellston Airport and also Chicago up to Chippewa County International Airport up in Kinross, Michigan in the UP. You know, that's really just connecting us with different from folks from all over having that flight from Chicago, but also our Chicago friends. You know, Mackinac Island back in the day started its tourism trend with folks who were getting out of the city. You know, back when we didn't have air conditioning and summers were still super hot, you had some of the elites essentially who would come up from Chicago and Detroit and find relaxation and those cool breezes up in northern Michigan and on Mackinac Island. So it's kind of the same today. We see a lot of folks coming again from all over the US, especially the Chicago area, who come up and visit us, want to get away from the heat and the busy streets and the kind of the chaos of life, and step onto a place where there's no cars. You can go get, it could be a shoulder to shoulder day downtown, and you get up into the interior and might not see anybody. It's really just magical, and I think that those flights are just bringing more and more people to see Mackinac Island for themselves.
I love that. So earlier, was it last week, Amber, you were at the festival, the Lilac Festival?
There was a Lilac Festival here in the Lower Peninsula, but you guys have the signature one, the really big one, the Lilac Festival that a lot of people look forward to each year. What can visitors expect, and how have you guys been preparing?
Yeah, no, it is happening right now. It is a 10-day festival. It is so much fun. It's Friday to Sunday, so we're just gearing up for our second weekend. We have a big concert in the park tonight. We have some cornhole tournaments going on Saturday, and we end with the big grand parade on Sunday. But throughout the 10 days, we're doing lilac walking tours, we're doing planting seminars, we're doing history tours. It is so much fun, and so many people have come out for it. You know, they come year after year. We have over 250 varieties of lilacs on the island and 350 plants. But they're all peak right now, so we're a little later because it's so much cooler up here. It's a theme I've been talking about. It's so much cooler up here that they're really just starting to bloom right now. So it is perfect timing, and folks are super excited. I'm super excited. Every time I kind of turn the corner on my bike coming around a new corner, you get that smell of lilacs. And between lilacs and fudge, it's a good time to be on the island right now.
Between lilacs and fudge. See, I gotta make my way, and I gotta try the fudge. Okay, Steph, I know we can talk a lot about what's going on up there, but is there anything new that's happening this year?
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of new things within the businesses. So down at Mission Point Resort, they redid one of their restaurants, Chianti, and put in a new, beautiful and delicious lilac lounge. Grand Hotel opened a store down on Main Street, which is fun to get into. Sometimes folks don't make it up to Grand Hotel, or maybe don't know that they can go in if they're not staying there. They brought, part of Grand Hotel down to Main Street so folks can enjoy that. And then, of course, just a variety of different events and, things happening within the businesses and our attractions, but also some that people know and love. We have the horse-drawn carriage tours. We also have horseback riding and drive your own carriage, where actually you go behind the reins and drive a horse around the island, or I guess lead a horse around the island. Also the biking rentals, or bringing your own bike to enjoy the 70 miles of trails. So we have some exciting new things, but what's great about Mackinac is a lot of it really stays the same and is kind of what folks remember when they might have visited before.
Yeah, lots to look forward to this year. Deja, you're 100% going to have to go visit.
I've moved it up. I moved it up. If you're like me, you haven't been up there to Mackinac, we have some dates and times and information for you to make your way up there with the festival happening right now, the Lilac Festival rather, till June 15th. National Fudge Day coming up June 16th. And of course, the park is celebrating 150th anniversary. Steph, thank you so much for joining us on this morning. We really appreciate all your feedback, and good luck on just all of the celebration.
Hey, thank you.